Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we're actually going to be revisiting Otep. Now, I did a Otep video a little while ago called Confrontation, and I seem to recall I thought it was a pretty decent song. I didn't absolutely love it, but I didn't hate it. You know, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a pretty decent song, and it had a really good meaning to it. And so I had a couple of other Otep tracks suggested to me on that video, so we're going back to look at one of them. And we're looking at a track called Menocide. Now, I actually looked up what Menocide was, and apparently it is the act of, well, killing men, basically. And looking up the track, I did find a little bit about it. Not very much. It just says that it's one of their most controversial tracks because it is considered to be rather misandristic. Now, for those who don't know what misandristic means, it means, well, basically it's a hatred and contempt towards men. It's what a lot of people seem to think feminism is these days. You know, a lot of feminists these days hate men, and that's not feminism, that's misandry. You know, the hatred and contempt of men, and wanting to be rid of men is what misandry is. So, it's quite a controversial song. So, it's going to be interesting seeing what happens in this song and where it goes. So, I actually had a lot of trouble getting hold of the track as well. So, we'll see where this goes and what happens, and see if it's as good as the last track I heard. So, Menocide by Otep. Let's have a look. Well, I can safely say the song started off a little bit strange. When I did the video for Confrontation, I said that they had this little sort of feel of a female-fronted Slipknot, and I can still get that sort of feeling from them. I mean, obviously they sound nothing like Slipknot, like in general, the music and the actual vocal style, but there's just something about it which feels a little bit Slipknot-y. And the intro to this song itself kind of adds to that, because it sounds similar to I think it's that really long numbered track at the beginning of the self-titled Slipknot album. Anyway, I know what I mean. Anyway, I can definitely sense a feeling of hatred towards men in this song so far. In that intro bit, there was actually spoken words. They were just very hard to make out. And those spoken words say, killing me, he's killing me, we killing me killing me, killing me. Infectious human waste, forefather, cancer, hunter, prostate gods, killer, killer. A testosterone-feeding drone, multiplying hungry clones, time to defy the hive, kill your masters, Menocide. And then it started with the actual song. Said, our time has come, you're just as weak as me, but not as strong, just as imperfect, but twice as flawed. I see your skin, and I hate the way you look at me and softly invade. I'm afraid, insane, rage intensified. I'll feel no fear or hate as I commit Menocide. Girls in the playroom, housewives, servants in the workplace, slaves to lies, rise, rise. So, you know, there is a hell of a lot of hatred in here towards men, highlighted in the song. Whether that's actually the singer's point of view, I don't know. Given, I believe a portion of the band is actually made up of male members, I can't imagine it would be. It's probably just a song highlighting the fact. And yeah, I can see why it would be considered a controversial song, because it is pretty intense and in your face about the fact, you know, that this person just hates men, despises them, you know, and saying that, you know, men are weak, women are stronger, you know, men are fundamentally flawed, whereas women are superior. I hate there is that line there. I hate the way you look at me, though. You know, that one makes sense because obviously some men aren't very subtle about the things they do. You know, they just sit there and stare at a woman because she's maybe got a low cut top or because she's got short shorts on. They'll just sort of stare and stare and stare and start salivating over this woman like she's a piece of meat. You know, so that I can understand. And, you know, it does seem to be talking about the way possibly that men have mistreated women over the years, because, you know, obviously in the past women were considered to be subservient to men. You know, whereas now, you know, women are equals with men. So, you know, I can see a certain degree of it, but I can also see why it's a somewhat controversial song. Let's carry on and see where it goes.
What's
Well, there you go. I'm really not sure what to think of that, because, you know, like I said, the first track of theirs that I heard, Confrontation, I thought was an okay track. This one, I don't know. I mean, the subject, I can understand, you know, it makes perfect sense. But I'm not actually overly keen on the song itself, you know. It doesn't really catch me. Anyway, the lyrics themselves actually went on. Those who refuse to grow we leave behind, give death to them with an evolved state of mind. No one's listening, save your cries, everything they taught was a lie. Hear me now, this battle cry, die, die, concubine. What to wear, what to eat, what to feel, what to think, how to act, how to speak, insecure, incomplete. So, just have a quick look at that part of the song there. Those who refuse to grow we leave behind, give death to them with an evolved state of mind. So when it says those who refuse to grow we leave behind, give death to them, I'm assuming this is talking about, possibly talking about men who refuse to embrace the fact that women are on equal terms with us, and refuse to, you know, they still think like back in the old days where women were subservient, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, I used to have a boss who was like that. He would like phone up his wife and say like, I expect my dinner to be on the table by the time I get home. And when he spoke to any woman, he spoke to them like trash, you know, because he thought they were beneath him, you know. So, you know, there are still people that are like that, and there's that line there, give death to them. So it's like, you know, people that are going to treat women like that can shove off. And there's that bit there as well. What to wear, what to eat, what to feel, what to think, how to act, how to speak, insecure, incomplete. Again, this is like that guy I was just talking about. You know, there are men that want to control every aspect of their partner's life, you know, telling them, you know, you can't wear that, or you should wear this when we go out, or you will wear this when we go out. You will eat this, you can't eat that because, you know, you might lose your figure or whatever, you know, what to feel, what to think, how to act, you know, basically trying to control every aspect of their life, telling them how to behave. So, yeah, and there are people that are still like that. And it carried on. Enough. Apple eater, deceiver, protector of the way. This is the beginning of my liberation. This is the beginning. Brides and breeders, Lilith, Eve, Isis, Kali. Give me free, always remember. Female circumcisions, burning like Salem witches, never again, never again. No compassion, kill your masters, menocide. Kill your masters, kill your masters, kill your masters, menocide. So, there's that bit there, apple eater, deceiver. That's obviously a reference to Adam. You know, Adam and Eve from the Bible. Apple eater, Adam, because he ate the forbidden fruit off the tree, and hence the whole Adam's apple thing. And it goes, this is the beginning of my liberation, this is the beginning, brides and breeders, Lilith, Eve, Isis and Kali. They're all like goddesses, demons, and, you know, magical beings. But this is the beginning of my liberation. It's like, this is where women rise up and prove that they're our equals. Give me freedom. Oh, he says, give me free, although I'm sure it's supposed to be give me freedom. Always remember, you know, so that's just women wanting their freedom. They want the same rights and everything as everybody else. And then it carries on there. Female circumcisions and burning like Salem witches. So, you know, this is the sort of thing that used to happen to women who were essentially free thinkers, or, you know, were smart, this, that and the other. They were treated like witches, outcasts, being possessed, what have you. And this, excuse me, she said, never again, never again. So she's like, no, this isn't going to happen again. We're not going to let this happen again, no matter how many people try and put us back that way. So there's no compassion, kill your masters, menocide. So it's like, you know, anybody that tries to control you, put them down, get them out of your way. So, I mean, in a way, I can see why people would think that is misandristic. Because, you know, there is obviously a certain amount of hate and vitriol towards men coming out through the song, but it's not saying it to all men. It only seems to be talking to these, can't think of the word I'm looking for. These men that think in this old-fashioned way where they think women are subservient, they're a lesser being. It seems to only be talking to the men that either abuse, mistreat, or try to control women. It's not talking to all men in general, by the sounds of things. That's what I'm getting from it. So it's not necessarily as controversial as people are taking it to mean. I can see, I can definitely see why people would take it as that, but I'm not reading it that way. I'm just reading it as these misogynistic men. That's the word I was looking for, misogynistic. That still think that women are beneath them. They don't treat women as equals, as they deserve to be. That seems to be what I'm getting from it. But as an overall, for the overall meaning, fair enough, I get it. It's fair enough, It's a fair enough statement. But I wasn't actually overly keen on the song itself. I'm not sure what it was. There was just something about it. The song didn't really grab me. Musically, vocally, it just didn't do much for me. But obviously, as I said before in the other video, they've released something like 9 albums since they started, so they're obviously doing something right. They've obviously got a fairly decent following. And like I said, I thought the first track was fairly decent. That Confrontation was a fairly decent track. This one, not overly fond of. I don't hate it. I would happily listen to it, if it was playing. But I don't know if I'd actually go out and actively seek to listen to this track, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I do have other Otep tracks to check out as well. So, they might be different, they might be better. I don't know. We shall see at some time in the future. But for the time being, I'm going to leave that one as it is. Now, if anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook, my Instagram, or on my Patreon. The links for all those are in the description down below, but do know, if you do make a suggestion, it will take me a while to get around to it. For every video I record, I get suggested dozens more tracks. Now, I do write down every track I get suggested, so it will get done eventually, but it's just going to take me a while to get around to it because my list just grows so quickly every single day. But it will get done eventually. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity whose main focus is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those that are aimed at people of the alternative subculture, people who listen to alternative music and wear alternative fashion. And it's something that I think definitely needs more attention bringing to it, because it happens every single day, all over the world. Now, in the news and media, every single day we hear about all these other hate crimes like racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, religious hatred, prejudice against disabled people, etc., etc. We hear about those things all the time. But the people that are getting violently attacked, beaten to within an inch of their life, because of their taste in music, doesn't get enough coverage. We're not hearing enough about it, and it is a crime. It is a hate crime, because people who hate who dislike this kind of music, for some reason hate the people that listen to it, and it doesn't make sense. Because the person listening to the music has done nothing wrong, but because they have a different taste in music, these people seem to think it's okay to attack them, and it makes no sense. And, it's absolute rubbish, You don't attack someone because they like a different movie to you. One of your friends goes, I like Justice League, and the other guy goes, well, I like the Avengers. They're not going to beat each other up because they like different movies, are they? No. You're not going to beat someone up because I like a different TV show to you. I like Friends, you like How I Met Your Mother. I'm going to beat you up now. It doesn't happen. The same with books and magazines. It doesn't happen. So why does it make a difference when it comes to music? I listen to Taylor Swift, but I listen to Megadeth. So it's okay for that person to beat up the other one. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. It is ridiculous. If you turn around to someone and go, I beat someone up because they don't like the same music as me, they're going to look at you like a moron, because it's like, you what? you beat them up because of what? It makes no sense to me, but it happens every single day, all over the world. People are getting violently attacked just because they've got a different taste in music, or because they've got a different taste in clothing. And it's unnecessary, it is ridiculous, and there is no valid excuse anybody can give as to why it's happening. No one can offer a good excuse. Why did you beat them up? I don't like the music they like. It's not a valid excuse, and there is no other reason for them attacking them other than that. So, but it's definitely something that needs more attention, because, if you look at what happened to Sophie Lancaster, her and her boyfriend walking home, minding their own business, just talking to each other, and they were set upon by a group of youths and violently beaten to the point where Sophie Lancaster died from her injuries. The boyfriend thankfully survived, but Sophie Lancaster died from her injuries because this group of youths who didn't know them didn't like the way they dressed or the music they listened to, and that was the sole reason for the attack. And when that sort of thing happens just because of someone's taste in music, it's beyond ridiculous, and something needs to be done. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is trying to do. They're trying to put a stop to this, because they don't want to see anybody else go through what they went through. And nobody should. Sophie Lancaster should still be alive by all rights, because there is no valid reason for what happened to her. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to the website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, what their goal is, because they can explain it better than I can, because I go off on random rants and tangents. And if you can help them in any way, even the smallest thing, even if it's something as simple as one of these Sophie wristbands, it makes all the difference. The smallest amount can make the biggest difference, and the more attention we bring to this, the sooner we can stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.